I'm talking to Byron Katie, who you should go to byronkatie.com and watch all the videos, and maybe you'll get what I think is very important and essential human knowledge that we take away from ourselves with that brain of fear and of, I know I was filling out the forms. There are two forms, the neighbor form, right? Where
the judge your neighbor
judge your neighbor, and then the judge your body
worksheet.
Yes. And I was trying to fill out the judge your neighbor, but I couldn't think of someone who has, I want to act different. I couldn't really think of someone.
The way that works, like, I could fill out 1,000 of them because we're just reporting the mind. So I invite people when they're filling out these worksheets to get, be still.
Yeah.
Just be still. You got that solidly. And then you just read the first thing on the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. I am angry or frustrated. You choose your own word there at someone and you name them because, and then you get still again. And you, through images and pictures, you see, like you might see, you see what you see. And it comes to you.
This is a situation that is shameful for me. Tracy, my partner, has a son who is on the spectrum, is autistic. And sometimes he screams a lot. He has sensory issues, right? And so when he gets upset or angry and I feel I am incapable of dealing with his screaming. And this does not help this child who can't help but react to the way his computer hard drive showed up, right? And I almost lose.
But you just describe yourself. You can't help it either. The way you just
I know, and that's the thing. When I look at him, that's what I think. And when you said that people were afraid of you, that really resonated too. Because when people tell me that, I'm stunned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? It's like, my God, they don't understand what a nice person I am.
Yeah, you're afraid of me? Like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And so, Tracy will say, well, he's afraid of you. And the shame that I feel that this little boy is afraid of me is almost crippling in terms of my self-esteem.
Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, let's walk through the questions. You're up for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so his mother says he's afraid of you.
Yes.
And she could be very right. But let's take a look from inside of you. So he's afraid of you. Can you really know that that's true? That he's afraid of you? Can you absolutely know that it's true? And those of you listening to this,
only yes or no, no qualifications.
That's right, to the first two questions. Because this is all about be still.
Now, what I would say is, no, I can't actually know that. But I do fear it, and I do worry about it.
Okay, so you're out of inquiry. Now we're in a discussion.
Okay.
So he's afraid of you. Can you really know that that's true, that it's true he's afraid of you?
See, and I watch people struggle with this on your tapes. I'm wrestling with what the answer is. Because the thought is, yeah, he is, because he said it. He's told his mom it.
So your answer would be yes.
Yes.
Okay. So your hesitation to just say yes, it's like it just fascinates me how the mind, go down another, like give no equal opportunity. I'm for equal rights.
Okay.
No equal opportunity. Right. But on yes is, when it's your answer, it is your answer. There's no right or wrong answer. There's only your answer. So I just invite people trying this. Your yes is okay.
Right.
And so then we move to the next one. So how do you react? What happens to you?
Self-loathing.
When you self-loathing.
Extreme.
Yeah.
And, I want to, I feel I'm unworthy to try. I don't want to try.
Now,
deep shame.
And look at the images that happen when you think the thought, he's afraid of me. And those would be images of past and future. And,
yes.
And And then those images happen, and what are they? What do you see? This is how the mind reacts when it thinks that thought.
I see us not being able to connect, or us not being able to be a family. I see his mother, hating me because of it. I see myself hating myself because of it. I see a non-compassionate person.
Okay.
I hate myself.
Okay, so you're watching those images, and then the emotions happen. That is what's meant, Rosie, when you hear the expression, life is just a dream. Look at those images, and if you look closely, it doesn't even look like you. It doesn't even look like her. It doesn't even look like this beautiful son of hers. I mean, those are images, an expression. I use false images. It's a dream. And as you witness them, it's the illusion of a future that you just described. You see you being left alone, and you see you. It's all your fault.
Right.
So
my inability, my lack of, Now,
look at those images. Is that you, or is it imagination? I mean,
it's imagination.
Is it real? So it's not real.
Well, it's not real.
It's not real.
But the fear that it's real is big.
Well, yeah, you're in a good movie.
Yeah.
It's not real. The future isn't here, right here now is here.
Right.
And they are, I say if your life is boring and you need a little excitement, a lot of fear, get a story of the future. That's the effect.
Right.
And the mind is keeping you in that identity, okay, so fourth question. Who would you be without the thought? And imagine yourself with this beautiful, how old is this child?
9.
Okay, imagine yourself with that beautiful 9-year-old. Okay, you see him in your mind's eye?
Yes.
Okay, who would you be? Look at him without the thought, and he's screaming. Okay? See him without the thought, he's afraid of me. Who would you be without your story? Look at his eyes. And
I would be someone able to comfort him.
I'm looking at your face, Rosie.
I know, it kills me.
You're looking at it. It's like you would be someone who wants to comfort him.
I do want to, but I'm afraid too. I feel as though I'm able to connect to children, and I always thought, this is so arrogant, talk about my big ego. When I have friends who have children who are on the spectrum, or children with, challenges, I always think to myself, why didn't God give me those kids? Because I would be so good. I'm such a good mother. I would be able to deal with all of this. And now here I am actually faced with it, and I am not able to conquer this.
Well,
now, or at least I'm living the illusion that I'm not.
Well, here you are with a child, that there's the reality of it. That's how I know you do deserve it.
Mm.
That is how the universe works.
Right, because he's here.
He's here, and it's a friendly universe, and the open mind can understand. And so let's stay in the work right now, okay?
Okay.
So, who would you be without the thought? He's afraid of me. You saw that image of you standing with him, wanting to comfort. Okay. So now let's turn it around. He's afraid of me. What's an opposite?
I'm afraid of him.
Yeah. Now give me examples. Authentic examples. What frightens you about this child? And you, what are you afraid he's going to do if you comfort, if you don't scream? Look and stay in that situation, on the situation where he's screaming. Okay?
Mm.
And that turn around, he is not afraid of, I'm afraid of him. That's where we are. I'm afraid of him. Now give me an example. What are you afraid of in that situation when he's screaming?
I'm afraid that I'm going to scare him. I'm afraid that I can't make him stop. I'm afraid I can't help him.
Now, let's look more deeply. What are you afraid? You see him, he's screaming. What are you afraid of?
The chaos. The noise. The way it's unsettling the other children. The way it unsettles me.
Okay, now that one feels really good. you're afraid it's unsettling the other children. So that's really something to explore. That's the one that I would question next. And I always like to say, love the one you're with. We complete the one we're with before we go to the next one, or we just spin ourselves out of the work. So find another one. Did you have the thought, he's not ever going to stop?
Yes.
That's the fear?
Yes, that this will be forever.
Yeah.
That I have tried what I thought would be things, to fix him, which I realize is, again, my ego and not accepting him as a valid and worthy soul, right?
With this thing, I'm afraid he's never going to stop. The next one is he's never going to stop. Mm-hmm. Another one you do the work with is he's upsetting the kids. If you ask the kids, it could be you could be just way off base.
Well, I have asked them. I think it's upsetting, to everyone.
Well, who's the teacher in the house? If you're upset, you're teaching that this is upsetting.
I know, and that's another shame part of it, is that I'm teaching what do you do when someone is in pain and suffering. You scream at them?
Well, I would question he's in pain. Here's my word. What's okay with him not screaming? I mean, what's okay with him screaming?
What is okay with it?
What is not okay about it, other than you fear he's not going to stop,
and he's
upsetting the children.
To me, it looks like he's in tremendous pain. That he's suffering, his body's shaking, so he's short-circuiting, whatever.
So I would put it there, because you could be right about it, but you're shaking. You're the one upset. So we're really working with you here,
right,
through him. Your fears. You're getting a glimpse into yourself.
Right.
That's not your job. To quiet him is not your job.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm getting from this.
Right. It's not my job. It's my desire to have my environment be peaceful. He's ruining my environment by his screaming, right?
Okay. So that's your responsibility. But it's not... These examples, you're afraid of him.
Yeah.
So you're in no position to be the one to deal with that kind of fear until you understand the fear. I mean, to deal with him until you understand the fear. What's the opposite of afraid?
Loving? I don't know. Fear, non-fear.
Trust.
Trust.
He's afraid of me. He trusts me.
He doesn't trust me.
He does trust me.
He does.
He's afraid of me. He trusts me.
Yeah.
So give me an example of where he trusts you. And this is all just your opinion.
Yeah.
I think opinion, your experience. He trusts me.
It's hard to find. I think he trusts me.
We just need one.
To take him on the boat.
So feel that. Just let that drop in. He trusts you to take him on the boat. That is not a little thing. Now consider how much that says for you. That is not a little thing. He trusts you to take him on the boat. An autistic child that screams, he trusts you to take him on the boat.
Yeah, he in spite of it, he is,
he trusts you.
Yeah, which is surprising because...
Give me another example. Another